Hi everyone. So in this video, we will be talking about Cognizant AI-enabled bot interview. Let's discuss about this quickly. Okay, what you can expect in this interview, what kind of interview it will be. So as part of our 2025 off-campus hiring drive, we have introduced AI-enabled bot interview. This process leverages advanced generative AI technologies. The interview is scheduled to be conducted virtually on 20th of January. It is mandatory for all candidates who have received this email to attend this interview in order to process further in the selection process. See, that means if you have given your interviews, your results are not finalized based on the interviews of your in-person interviews or whatever it is. Okay, but this process also they have introduced to check the candidates for the detailed interview. So basically these bot interviews are like little bit big interviews of around 60 to 70 minutes. Okay, what happened in this what happens in this interview is basically there will be total two screen. Okay, here will be a bot. You can see the bot here like this, AI bot. Okay, and this will be your question screen. Okay, question screen, and the bot will be taking your interview based on your resume. Okay, so these interviews are mostly focuses on resume because most of these interviews are basically on the resume itself. Okay, how these interviews conduct is basically, so whatever your resume is, so suppose you have uploaded your resume in Cognizant Superset profile. Okay, based on your resume it will analyze your whole resume and it will started asking the questions. Okay, so first of all, the most important thing is your project, the tech stack you have mentioned, and the programming. Okay, so let's discuss about this. So suppose you have mentioned, let's take an example. There is a candidate who have mentioned Java and Python as the programming language in his resume. He have two projects on web development and have some certifications. Okay, let's discuss like this kind of resume someone is having. So first of all, you mentioned Java and Python as a programming language. So the bot interview can ask you the question related to the OOPS, related to Java and Python and the basic concepts around it. Okay, so basically the question will be displayed on the screen, and based on the question whatever it is displaying, you need to answer that. You need to answer that. Okay, and how you will answer that, basically from your voice only you will be answering that. You cannot type, it will be a voice interview. So when you will be answering that, why it is a Gen AI interview? Because suppose you have given the answer, like suppose you have explained about constructor. Let's take an example. Now the generative AI, the work of the AI bot is, if you have talked about constructor, suppose if you have not given the example, the AI bot can ask you based on your response that can you give me an example for this? Okay, can you give me a detailed example on this? The AI bot can ask like this to you. Like based on your response also, it can ask the questions, like cross questions. That's why it is a generative AI interview. It can generate the questions based on your responses. Okay. So this is the first thing. Second thing, as we talk about the projects. Okay. So projects, definitely it will going to ask you the question from projects. So again, a detailed explanation on project, whatever you have explained. Also it will ask you like explain your project, and whatever you are explaining, it can ask the cross questions from it. Okay, cross questions from it. So again, it is important that whatever you are speaking, it's a AI, it can ask anything. So be prepared whatever you are speaking in your project explanation. Okay, so this kind of things it asks. Apart from this, like programming, I already mentioned, it asks questions from programming. Oops. Okay, your projects and all the things you have mentioned in the CV, so it can ask the question from this. Also apart from this, it can ask you the questions from the CS fundamentals. So CS fundamentals already you have appeared for the assessment, so you have given SQL, so it can ask you the question from CS fundamentals. Okay, apart from this, it can ask you like easy questions. Okay, easy questions from coding, and generally it asks one to two coding questions. Okay, but easy, very easy questions, like find the even number from the array. Okay, this kind of question. Find the sum of the array. Okay, also it can ask you the question from strings, yeah, like count the frequency of the character, anagram string. Okay, so this kind of easy question it can also ask. Okay, so it will be total AI interview based on your resume whatever you are giving in your response, okay, whatever your response is plus programming, okay, and your projects mainly. It will be a 60 to 70 minutes interview, and it will be not tough. It will be not much tough, but whatever you have written in your resume, if you have good knowledge about it and you have good knowledge about coding, you will do it. Okay, all the best for it.